Hi, everybody, it's Patty, and I guess you are thoroughly confused as to the title of this video, Cruise Not. Well, there's a reason behind it. Uh, a week ago Thursday night, before we were getting ready to get on the plane to fly to San Juan to catch the cruise, the ship there, we received an urgent email from Princess Cruise Lines that there was a technical problem, and let me see if I can get this correct. A technical problem with the port propulsion motor. And because of that, they were going to have to cancel our cruise and the next cruise. Now, I have no idea what that motor does. I'm assuming that it's probably has something to do with docking. I don't know, since the word port was in there, but maybe that's the front or back of the ship. I don't know. But anyway, the cruise was canceled. And it was absolutely at the last minute. So my husband and I, for a second, just sort of looked at each other in disbelief because our bags were packed and we had no place to go. I think, let me turn this down just a tad. There we go. So we both got on our computers, and for the next couple of hours, we started looking for different things we could do. Our first thought was to find another cruise, and last week was spring break, so there just was not a cruise. And then we thought, well, let's go back to Florida. We go a couple of times a year, and we're scheduled to go in May. But we thought, well, going to Florida, it's warm. That would be good. And we started looking for a place to stay in Florida. Nothing. Again, it's spring break. We thought about maybe Las Vegas, but we decided against Las Vegas. And then I had an idea that neither one of us had been to New Orleans since Katrina. So we decided to go to New Orleans. Now, my husband is the ultimate planner. He plans everything to the T. So he got online real quick, and we decided to drive, and we the first night drove to Natchez, Mississippi, and he had us a reservation at the most wonderful little bed and breakfast that sat right on the bluff of the Mississippi River. And as a matter of fact, from the front porch of this house to the edge of the bluff where it just went straight down into the river was maybe 20 feet. There was a fence there to keep you from falling over the edge, but this house was wonderful. It was real old. It took the owner he said 17 years to renovate it, and he rented out 3 of the bedrooms. So we stayed there that first night. The pilgrimage was going on in Natchez. While we were there, they have all those wonderful antebellum homes. So we did were able to go through one of those homes, which was really nice. I had not done that before. The next day we drove on to New Orleans, and my husband had made us a reservation at this tiny little hotel in the quarter. And it was on St. Anne's. It was called Place d'Armes. It was between Bourbon Street and Canal Street on St. Anne. And it was tiny. It was one of those little courtyard hotels. And our room was so tiny. Imagine the smallest bedroom in your house, and I mean really small. It had a queen-size bed. It had a small writing desk, a nightstand, a small armoire that had a flat-screen TV, and a closet. And then there was a little small vanity area that led into the bathroom. And the bathroom just had the commode and a small tub shower combination. And the bathroom door, my husband did measure it, was only 18 inches wide. So he's not a big man, but he had to turn sideways to get into the bathroom. It was wonderful. It was decorated. It was very French, like something out of a magazine. So he had not made reservations for us that first night. So we were looking through the magazine, those magazines that you see in the hotel rooms about what's going on in that area. And there was a little Italian restaurant just a few blocks over, so that sounded good. So he called and was able to get us a reservation for 7 o'clock. we got there, we walked over, and when we got there, there were two tables outside on the sidewalk, and people were sitting there having their dinner. And we go in, and there are only 7 tables in this little restaurant, a real small little bar with about maybe 5 or 6 bar stools when you first walk in, and then you would go over to the right, and there was this little dining room, and as I said, 7 four-top tables, and there were 3 wait people for these 7 tables. So the service was wonderful. The food was, I don't even know how to describe the food. It was so good. I had gnocchi. My husband, I think he had sea bass that night. But even back when I was eating meat, if I look at from all of the meals I had, and since I've become a vegetarian, this probably ranked in the top 5 meals, atmosphere, service, that I've ever experienced in my life. It was absolutely wonderful. I can't remember the name of it. If I can find the name, I'll put it in the down bar in case you're in that area. You for sure want to have dinner there. I don't know how we rated getting reservations at sort of the last minute, unless maybe they had a cancellation just prior to my husband calling, because several people came in while we were there and they were turned away because there were no tables. There were only 7 to start with, but it was absolutely wonderful. There's my phone ringing. I'm just going to let it ring. Then the next night, he had made reservations at Mr. B's, which is one of his favorite places. And the next night at Finn's, again, one of his favorite places. And when he made the reservations, he told them that I was a vegetarian at both places. And they told him to rest assured that they would have good food for me, and they did. I mean, I had vegetable plates like you can't imagine. Absolutely delicious. I mean, I should have taken pictures of them because they were beautiful. They were heaped, just piled with the fresh vegetables. Oh, it was wonderful. While we were in New Orleans, we did a lot of walking around. We had breakfast one morning at Cafe Du Monde. We had their beignets. But aside from walking in the quarter, we did go to the art gallery one day, and it was super windy. The whole time we were there until the last day. I mean, really windy. It would just almost take you up off your feet. It was so windy. And then while we were in the art gallery, it started raining, and they had tornado warnings out, and it was pretty bad for that last day. And then we left New Orleans and drove to Biloxi, and he had reservations for us at the Beau Rivage in Biloxi. So we had a wonderful dinner there and gambled, and actually won a little money, came home with more than we went with, and which is always good, and drove home. And I think maybe one time the cruise came up, but that was just it. We didn't miss it. We had really been looking forward to this cruise, but it was like, well, it happened. We were okay with it. We had a great time. This was just thrown together at the last minute. I wish I had had the video camera going when we realized we didn't need all those big bags that we were taking on the cruise. And he took one guest bedroom and I took the other, and we opened those bags on the bed and unpacked and repacked and to smaller bags, and we were on our way, and everything was absolutely perfect. It couldn't have been better. So I'm sure that we will cruise again. Princess did refund all of the money, including the airfare, and even have offered us a really nice discount on our next cruise with them. And we'll cruise with them. It'll probably be a year from now before we'll be able to, because we've sort of booked all of our breaks between now and then, and holidays. So it'll probably be next year's spring break before we can try again to go on that cruise, but we will. If you saw the dogwood video I did yesterday, that's what we came home to, and I'm telling you, that video just did not do it justice here. It is, I don't care which direction you're looking in, when you're outside or even in the house, into the woods, all you see are the dogwood trees in full bloom. It it's magical. I have never seen anything like this. My husband says that he's been up here about 15 years, and this is the second time that it's been really this pretty. The azaleas will probably be blooming in another few days. The buds are there and they're trying to open, so we'll have the azaleas too, along with the dogwoods. And he says that this is not all of the dogwoods in bloom, that in another week it'll be even prettier than it is now. So I don't know if I'll be able to stand it. So that's sort of the story of the Not So cruise. I'm sure you've had times like that too, when your plans have just fallen apart, but what you rebounded, and whatever you did was probably much better than what your original plans were. So I can certainly say that about this situation that we were in. I really missed you guys. I really missed you last week. I didn't check YouTube at all week. It seemed that we were just so busy and on the go that I didn't have a chance to do that. I did take some video, a little bit of video in New Orleans, and I might show you some of that in another video. But thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Love your thumbs up. Y'all have a great day. I understand from looking at the national news that it's pretty much pretty everywhere. So I hope you're enjoying it. Get out and have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.